Welcome to this segment of electromagnetic radiation news, being recorded May 23rd or 22nd, 2021 in Victoria. Today, I would like to share with you a recent paper that I ran across. Was actually published yesterday from Dr. Hardell. And I'll just bring that up for a minute here. It's the aspects of the International Commission for Non-Ionizing Radiation Protection 2020 Guidelines on Radio Frequency. Now, this paper is one of many from Dr. Hardell that he's, I guess you could say, one of the leading experts on electromagnetic radiation in the world. Has been studying it, produced a number of papers over the years, and this, like all his others, is well worth reading. I recommend that you download it. I'll bring that link up again for you here. Yeah, it's not as long as it looks. Aspects on the International Commission on Non-Ionizing Radiation Protection, ICNIRP 2020 Guidelines on Radio Frequency Radiation.pdf. Now, the paper itself, I will do a quick look at it here. That it's written by Leonhard Hardell, Mona Nielsen, Thomas Koppel, and Michael Karlberg. These are all Northern European researchers, but that seems to be where most of, or a lot of the serious work is coming from, and has for a number of years. Just take a look at the abstract here. The International Commission on Non-Ionizing Radiation Protection, ICNIRP, published 2020 updated guidelines on radio frequency. Now, that's another name for electromagnetic radiation, some say more accurate, in the frequency range from 100 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz. Now, to put that into perspective, most cell phones work from somewhere as little as 1 gigahertz up to about 6 gigahertz. But when they go to using the 5G, it will also include 35 gigahertz and possibly 60 gigahertz. Could be a number, and that's up in the millimeter wave, which starts to get into quite a different topic. Still, serious matter of concern with regard to this paper. And he goes on in the abstract to say, harmful effects on human health and the environment at levels below the guidelines are downplayed, although evidence is steadily increasing. Only thermal heating effects are acknowledged and therefore form the basis for the guideline. Despite the increasing scientific evidence of non-thermal effects, the new ICNIRP guidelines are not lower compared with previous levels. Expert groups from the WHO, World Health Organization, the EU Commission, and Sweden are to a large extent made up of members from ICNIRP, with no representative from the many scientists who are critical of the ICNIRP standard. Now, while they call themselves an international commission, the ICNIRP is a privately run organization, and I believe if you dig deeper, you'll find that it is actually sponsored by the various companies in the radio frequency business, I guess you could say. And you get invited on. So, of course, they're not going to invite people on that have an issue with electromagnetic radiation. Now, there's somewhere well over 150 references. If you go to the end of this paper to keep you busy, even 36 pages will take a while to go through and read. I very much recommend it. We'll just take a quick look at the introduction here, which is a good way to summarize it. Wireless technologies such as mobile phones, cordless phones, base stations, Wi-Fi, 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G emit radio frequency radiation, also called microwave radiation, and I call it electromagnetic radiation, all in the same category. For a long time, there has been concern among laymen and a large part of the scientific community that such radiation may be a health hazard and also have a negative effect on the environment, including birds, insects, and plants. Now, there's, I believe it was about 35 pages of the paper itself, plus the references. I won't go into all of it, but it's well worth reading. And in case anyone's wondering why radiation is such an issue to me, why I'm so concerned about it, I received a large dose of radiation over a very short period of time. We're talking seconds here. But the result was, if you look at my left eye, that was damage caused when they removed a brain tumor. Now, that's pretty much an expected result when you have an acoustic neuroma removed. My surgeon was very skilled, and I have no criticism or qualms about what he did, but it certainly left me disabled after my exposure with radiation. It took roughly 30 years after the exposure for this tumor to develop. Well, that's pretty much standard. That I'm very concerned about how many people are going to be coming down with, if they're lucky, just an acoustic neuroma like I got, which is one of the, I guess you could say, lesser tumors compared to the malignant brain cancers that many people, as which we hear almost every day of celebrities and important people coming down with brain cancer. We never used to have that many people getting brain cancer. Once again, I'll just bring up the paper here, and I strongly recommend everyone read this paper, take his words to heart, that he is very concerned about how the heating effect is the big issue that ICNIRP is worried about, and their idea of heating, if it doesn't cook you within a few minutes. In Canada, that's been interpreted as 6 minutes, which is standard in most places throughout the world. They use this 6 minute. If you're not cooked within 6 minutes, it's harmless radiation. Well, I can assure you from personal experience, that is not correct. That I live with the harm, the damage every day. And I strongly urge everyone to contact their governments and ask them, insist that they reduce the effects to orders of magnitude, the intensity that will cause harm to orders of magnitude less than what the NERP standards set. Thank you very much for watching this segment of Electromagnetic Radiation News.